Hey everyone. So today we're going to talk about something called the CRAAP test. And CRAAP is a tool you can use to help you assess any source of information. So it doesn't matter if it's a journal article or a book or even something you just found online or your uncle posted on Facebook. You can use CRAAP to help assess that, source of information and see if it's trustworthy and reliable. It's not perfect, but if something can pass the CRAAP test, you're in pretty good shape. So let's talk about what CRAAP is. So CRAAP's an acronym. It stands for currency, relevancy, authority, accuracy, and purpose. CRAAP. The second I used to slip me up a lot when I was learning this stuff. So what does that mean? So when we're talking about currency, currency isn't talking about money. It's talking about how new a source of information is. So how recent something is. So usually newer is better. That's not always the case, but in general, you're going to want the newest source of information possible because it's going to relate more to the present day and it's going to be able to pull from all that information that's come before it. Sometimes older information is fine, but just kind of take a look at the date when it was published and think about what's changed in the world and if something that's older, which should be okay still, or if you might want to find something newer. R stands for relevancy, and when we're talking about relevancy, we're talking about how something relates to your needs. So it's very specific to what you need to answer your question. Is something written at a level that you can understand it and is appropriate for your needs? So you're not going to want to find a children's book to write your research paper, even if it technically might have factual information. You're going to want something that's more substantial. Probably if you're writing a research paper, you're going to want scholarly writing or something along those lines. So how does it relate to your needs? And also, does it answer your question? So maybe I'm cooking and I look up a recipe and maybe I want to make a pizza, let's say, and I find a pizza recipe that's going to fit my needs. Cool. But if I find a tomato soup recipe, it's probably not. Unless, of course, I just have a bunch of tomatoes I'm trying to get rid of. Then, yeah, I guess that fits the need of getting rid of tomatoes. So anyway, relevancy is how does the information fit your needs? Next, we're going to be talking about the first A, and that's authority. And authority is going to be referring to who the author is, author, authority. So who's the author, who's the creator? So if it's a journal article or a magazine article or something like that, what kind of publication is it published in? What does that publication say about what's being written? Who is the author? What kind of authority do they have to talk about the topic? So do they have any expertise or specialization that makes them an expert in the topic or knowledgeable in the topic? If you're grabbing information, you're grabbing a source of information, there's so much information out there. You can definitely find something written by an expert or someone with experience in the field. You don't need to settle for someone who kind of knows what they're talking about or has no idea what they're talking about. Next is accuracy. So you want information to be accurate, and it's when you think about accuracy, usually you're trying to think like, okay, how true something is, and it's kind of tough to kind of objectively assess what is true. So what we're going to be looking for here is it being reviewed at all? So if it's a newspaper, is there an editorial board reviewing what's going out? If it's a book, is there a strong editorial board editing what's going out there and checking the information that's being put out? If it's a journal article, is it peer reviewed? So are there a group of experts reviewing the information before it's being published? And of course, do they cite where their information comes from? So are there links to where information is being, where they're getting their information from? Is there a reference page? So for a scholarly journal article, of course, there's usually citations and references. So can you check where that information is coming from? And if you have time, I would definitely recommend going and actually reading what they're citing and where the original information is coming from, just to kind of check to see if they're actually saying what they're saying relates to what they're citing, because anyone can kind of throw in a citation if they wanted to, and actually not refer to what they're talking about. So if you have the time, check it. You don't have to all the time, but if you can, actually chase the sources down. Next, we're going to be talking about is P. We're finally there at the end, the P in CRAAP. That's the purpose. So all information is created for a reason. There's a purpose for the information being put out there, right? No one just does stuff for, just puts information out for the heck of it. Like, I'm not making this video right now just because this is my hobby or something. I'm doing it to educate you. That's the purpose behind this. I want to teach you guys something. Other sources of information might be trying to sell you something. It could be an advertisement. It could be trying to sway you on a political opinion or for a different cause, the left or the right. It could be actually genuinely trying to inform you, or maybe it's trying to entertain you. So what is the reason for it being put out there? And just because something has a purpose behind it doesn't make it wrong or bad. Just try to put that into context when you're looking at something. So again, this is the CRAAP test. Hopefully it can help you assess sources of information. And if you want to know more, I'm going to be doing more videos talking about the different letters in more details. So if that gets you all jazzed, come on, check those all out. All right, take care, guys.